It's amazing the amount of knowledge that you gain just by getting in the dirt and seeing what's there. Well, this is my first archaeology class, and so far I've learned far more than I expected to. It's kind of been like drinking through a fire hose for me. What we're doing out here is we're excavating the sites, looking for Native American pottery, looking for 18th century pottery and ceramics, just kind of seeing what is here on site and to learn a little bit about the past.
We know that there was a structure here as early as 1722, and then there was another one in 1731 that also extended into this lot. We're still in the late 18th century levels though. We're getting down to about the level of the 1788 fire. We're finding a variety of pottery that kind of speaks to the cosmopolitan nature of New Orleans at the end of the late 18th century and beginning of the 19th century. We've got pottery that's produced in France, material that's produced in Spain and Italy, in Mexico. We have English pottery, Native American pottery, and even porcelain imported from China that's showing up.
Well, we're trying to get down to the colonial era in this area of the building that collapsed down in the French Quarter about a few months ago. I mean, this is a very rare opportunity we get. Going in the French Quarter and actually digging in one of the oldest buildings in the city isn't exactly something that happens every day.
One of the most satisfying things about this project is this is such a high visibility, high traffic place. It's an opportunity to talk about archaeology and talk about the city's history with so many people on a day-to-day basis. You know, we have hundreds of people stop by the site every day and ask questions, and it's a unique opportunity to share some about the city's history with many, many people, and to emphasize that the history of the French Quarter is not just what's above ground, but also what's below ground. There's a rich archaeological history here, and there's nothing really protecting that. This is private property. The only reason we're getting to do this dig is because the property owners invited us in to do it. There's nothing requiring private property owners to address archaeology before they develop a property.
It's pretty hard to get at colonial period sites in this area because they don't often just tear something down and leave it. It's a lot of these buildings are very old. They've been there a long time. People renovate them, and there's no opportunity to excavate in between.
For me, doing archaeology of 18th century New Orleans is about trying to put together a clearer picture of the groups that are underrepresented in the historical documents. Doing an archaeological dig like this can be a better way of getting a sense of the contributions of indigenous peoples, Native Americans to the survival of the city in the colonial era, enslaved Africans, free people of color, people whose presence in the city only survives very fragmentarily.
You get history books, you always hear, there's wars, there's movements, all the really big stuff, but the thing is though, what's always interesting that you never really hear is how people lived.
Everything that we're excavating here is discarded, it's trash basically, but that's what we can usually find in historical archaeology is trash. And the way that it was deposited and the types of things that were deposited really, I think, give us a better idea of how people lived than, those fancy museum pieces or artwork.
I love being in the dirt. So it's enjoyable to me. It's really relaxing. I don't know why, but it does. It relaxes me, it calms me down. Just being able to get in the hole and find all these interesting artifacts and things from the past, it amazes me every day that I come out here. You find something new every day.